Yeah, a couple things is I told JT I didn't have a chance to see him at the end of the year, but congratulations on this evening, and it's great to have another small market team win a championship like that, and so kudos to them and their evening here. And I know how difficult it is to come back and play after traveling and all the things they did. So, I think the timing was obviously really good for us and where they were at, but give our guys a ton of credit for just grinding away. The other one is my guy, Chris Fagan. Man, oh man, a Tazzy. Gentleman at the highest level. What he's done has been spectacular. And the other guy that I communicate with a lot is Craig Bellamy the other night winning his game. So shout out to those two guys, but especially Chris. I mean, man, oh man, it's been an amazing run for him, and a Tazzy-born guy that's just all about the right things. Yeah, across the board, I thought, just guys chipped in where they needed to, and, the game was at a pace that we like to play at, and it's kind of a grinder, and, we have to learn how to win, and I told these guys at the beginning of the year there's going to be a ton of games that are going to come down to these last 3 or 4 minutes, and what team's a little bit more disciplined and can execute a little bit better are going to give themselves the best chance, and, when you play on the road, it's always difficult to win anyways, and you just kind of just stay humble and you get out of here with the win and you move on. And, some guys picked up some extra work across the board, and I thought Tyger was fantastic tonight in controlling the tempo and just playing smartly for us.
First couple of games under your belt now, I suppose, where are the areas of improvement? What do you think you guys have gone well the first?
Well, I think for us is continuing to learn how to win. It is a new group. There's 7 new guys out there running around, and I think there's going to be some ups and downs, and obviously missing DJ, and teams are having guys being injured across the board, and we had 3 guys sick tonight, and we've had sickness go through our team. So I think everyone's dealing with stuff, and just trying to stay healthy will be a battle in itself early on, and then if we're just able to survive, because our early schedule is quite difficult with 4 in a row on the road, and we have to keep our head above water and try to thrive.
Can you speak to the team's defense out there? Obviously, JaVale started the game incredibly well. What sort of was going through your head, and what was the message to the guys to really try and stem that flow?
Yeah, I think for us it was just to stay poised. JaVale had obviously a heck of a game, but that means Harvey's not touching the ball, and McLaughlin's not touching the ball, and he's scoring 2s, he's not scoring 3s, and so not to overreact to that. And we kept, as many big bodies as we could on him. He was fantastic across the board, but ultimately they're only 2s at the end of the day, and I don't think you have to overreact too much. Harley scares the death out of you. Harvey scares the death out of you. McLaughlin shooting 3s, Blanchfield. That's the great equalizer in basketball now, is that 3 ball, and we did another good job tonight of defending the 3-point line, which we were quite concerned about, and made sure that we were trying to stay on point there. And sorry to keep talking, but the foul discipline was really good too on the road. So, those have been 2 places that we've tried to lock down.
The man sitting next to you had his best performance so far this season. How do you see the adaptation to the NBL in the last few games?
Do you want him to answer that or me? Well, for me, it's just, like I said, he's been on my radar from day one 2 years ago when we had a choice between him and Crawford, and just him coming out of UCLA, and I thought just no experience in Europe yet, and being overseas, we went with Jordan, which was obviously good for us. And when this situation happened with Shawnee Mack, he was the first one I called to see if he was available, because I knew what kind of type of player he was, and the control he has and the tempo that he plays with. And he struggled probably the last year or two. I'll probably tell you that he's not been at probably his highest level of playing, but I think our environment creates great habits for him to grow as a player, and I think he's, again, scratching the surface with us. You can go ahead and please talk, because I'm tired.
Yeah, just to harp on what Coach said, it's a great environment around here. We're working every day. We do vitamins before practice just to keep our skill work right. And I think coming out in these first few games, I was just trying to get my feet under me. And we got a great coaching staff that's been real patient with me, but still pushing me. And, of course, great teammates who, setting good screens, hitting the shots when I pass it to them. So we just have a great environment here, and I'm looking forward to thriving in it throughout this season.
Yeah, sure. I'll start with you, Tyger. Certainly been thrown in the deep end at the start of the season with the teams that played so well. They're looking good, obviously, early in the season, and then coming into Perth and now here tonight. tonight, but how much have you learned out of these first 3 games?
I've learned a lot, especially with this back-to-back or this road trip that we're on right now. But I didn't know too much before coming into this league, and like you kind of said, I jumped off the deep end and just learning as I fly, watching a lot of film, and just listening to the coaching staff because they've been doing everything that they can to help me.
What did you think you did well tonight? Because it felt like every time they started to get a little bit of momentum, you had the answers and you were able to respond every time they had some momentum, and there's a lot of excitement with what Javel was doing, but you seemed to put that out of your head and just kept on responding. How did you do that so well tonight?
I think it was just about staying poised. We worked really hard all week, so we watched a lot of film, and we came into this game and we felt like we were, really prepared. It was, of course, we would have loved to have DJ here, but kind of like what everybody says and Coach says, it's next man up, and we just got to figure it out on the fly.
Scott, just following on from that, in terms of having the responses every time they made a bit of a run, and it felt like it was different guys at different times. It was Drew that helped set the tone early. It was Juk who helped close the deal later. Then he was one of the guys, and Tyger were terrific, and Will obviously stepped up well, and Bannon stepped up well. But gee, you had a lot of guys that made contributions along the way. Nick Marshall's another one too.
Yeah, I mean, especially on the road, we always say it's written on our board that defense travels, and I think in this league, if you're on the road, that's the only thing you can really rely on. At the end of the day, you don't know if the ball is going to go in or not for you, and if your defense is strong enough and stable enough in these last 3 or 4 minutes, it gives you a chance to win games that maybe you probably shouldn't win as long as you're doing the right thing defensively, and we've kind of hanged our hat on that for the last 4 years here, and we'll obviously do it again this year, but our defense traveled today, and we were able to control some of the areas of the rebounding areas, the three-point line, and it just gave us a chance to make some shots there down the end. And Tyger stepped up and hit a big one, then Majuk did, and then Bryce, got the ball in his hands, and he's a handful.
Just on Juk, I mean, he's such a fourth quarter player, isn't he? Both ends of the floor, and big shots tonight, big block shot there at the end, big rebounds. He's such a big time player for you, but did he hurt a hamstring late? Do you know?
Yeah, I don't know if he's had a cramp or not. I haven't had actually too much of a chance because we just came in here. I don't know if it was a cramp or a little bit of a strained muscle. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
You've talked over the last couple of weeks about how this is a great unknown with this team and you're not quite sure what you're going to get, but 3 games in, do you feel like you are starting to find that identity pretty quickly?
Well, definitely finding our identity as far as the things that we've concentrated on and continue to harp on, which is our defense and making sure that's stable and sound. And then off of that, we can build into what we're doing offensively. And we'd like to score the ball a little bit more in general, but we've zeroed in on a few things that we think allows Tyger and Bryce to get into their sweet spots and try to use their skill level. And then you sprinkle in, Juk and Bannon and these other guys that are doing their thing. So we've kind of shrunk our playlist in one sense and kind of keep things simple, especially early on, so that we're just trying to execute the best we can with what we have in front of us.
And just the last one, you touched on Chris Fagan and Craig Bellamy before. I mean, they coach very different sports, very foreign sports to you. Do you have much of an idea what you're watching when you turn on NRL or AFL game?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously, if you're long as I've been here, obviously you're going to have to learn something. So the AFL, I understand not so much the strategy, but I understand relentlessness, and I understand the way they attacked their game today. And we talked about that with our players of just showing up and being aggressive and the wear down factor. I thought Fagan's team was fantastic in that area, and that's what Bellamy hangs his hat on anyways over there with his group. So they're quite the reflection of what we had. Chris was with us last year for a few days, and our staff went and visited over there also when I was gone in the summer. And so, they're just great guys to have around and great sounding boards for us.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys.
Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
See y'all.